How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a psychology video. I have a little bit of a change of scenery. I'm going to be sitting outside today just because the view here is really nice. If you guys take a look, I don't know if it's focused, but this looks pretty cool. So we'll be here and we're going to be talking about how to fix your psychology if it is a little bit not there yet. And I'm going to give you a few tips, right? And what worked for me might work for you. So if you want to listen, watch along. It's going to come down to you having a model. Obviously, every single profitable trader has a model, right? There's always something that you are looking for, right? For me, I have my own way that I see the market move, right? I've been trading for a while and I learned how the candlesticks move. I looked at all the patterns, right? How it's going to set itself up to make its next move. I watched it happen again and again, and I was able to find out my model, which is a model, but I like to think of it more of like, this is how the market moves and this is why it moves. Because for every single move that happens in the market, I have an explanation. I can show you why that move happened, and I can explain to you and I can prove to you that you could have caught it, because there's always going to be confirmation where the bottom is, right? So you need to find yourself a model, and if you want to check out my video on that, you can see this video that's right up here, and it'll show you the way that I trade, and trust me, it will completely change the way that you look at the market. So once you have a good model, you want to also have back-tested results. You don't want to run in blind, right? You need to have some kind of experience. The more that you test something out, the better that you're going to get, right? The more that you drive, the more that you try and drift, the better you're going to get at doing it, right? The more that you play the video game, you're going to level up more. You're going to get better, right? So it's the same with your model. Once you identify the way that you like to trade, right? There's all the ways work. Every single strategy works out there, right? It's just, are you going to stick to it, right? Because you're probably not. The reason that it's not going to work, and the reason that a lot of people are going to say it doesn't work, is because they'll try that, but then the next trade they take is not that. And the trade they take after that is completely different as well, right? If you're my student and I ask you to show me the trade that you took, if it's not my model, I'm asking you what you're doing, right? And if it is my model, it's either going to be a good trade that wins, or it's going to be a good trade that loses, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm not going to get mad at you for taking a good trade, because guess what? Because the model is back tested and because I have good results, I know that it's going to make me money in the long run. As long as I can stay consistent with it, right, it's going to yield me money, right? There's going to be losses, right? The market doesn't move straight up. It moves back and it pulls back to the golden pocket sometimes. You guys know that, right? That's sometimes how trading is going to be. It doesn't have to always pull back to the golden pocket, right? But you have to understand that you're human, and this all works based on your discretion, your experiences, how you're feeling, and what you know. So if you can backtest, if you can get good results, that's really going to bring you a lot of confidence when you're actually behind the screen about to click the buy or the sell button, right? It's really going to change things up for you. Now, the next thing that I would recommend, once you've already got all of that, and you know that you can win, right? You know the model, you can take the trades, you see yourself winning. Sometimes you see yourself losing, right? Ask yourself why you're taking that trade. A lot of the times, and this is going to happen to a lot of you, and this has happened to almost every single person I've talked to, you'll trade at 6 o'clock p.m. when the market opens. And then guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna hit a winner, but guess what? You're not gonna stop trading. You always trade. You always go for more, right? I always go for more, but that's because I have to be there. I have to show up to the call. I have to show you that my model works. But guess what? I could have just taken one trade in the last night and I could have been done for the entire day. It really does not matter to me, right? But I have to be there for you guys. But the question is, why are you still trading? You won at 6:30 last night. You sent me the win. Why are you still trading the next day? You won today in pre-market. You showed me your win. You showed me that you're green on your top step. Why are you executing again? And that's why you get the losing day. Why do you keep trading? Why? You won. You executed the model and it works. And the reason that you're losing is because you're trading more and more, right? Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with overtrading, right? As long as you're trading your model and you're executing it again and again, right? There's nothing wrong with overtrading. The only flaw that I could see with that is because we're human and because we're not robots, you're not always going to be taking the perfect setup. You're going to be drained, right? You're physically just going to lose energy, right? You're not going to be as sharp as you were when you first got onto the charts, right? So your results aren't always going to be the same. So all ties back to, why are you trading, right? Why are you still trading, right? I know that you guys win. I see you guys win. So how is it possible that you're ending up red on the day if you have a 4R, right? You also want to make sure that you're not risking too much, right? A lot of you guys, maybe you're risking 2 or 3 minis. With my system, that's a 50 tick stop loss. That's going to be $500 to $750. That's a ton of cash, right? What I recommend, even if you're risking 1 mini, trust me, if you're risking 1 mini, that's $250, but that's 4 losses and that's 1,000, 8 losses and you blow the account. You might be tweaking because you might lose 4 times in a row. And if you lose 4 times in a row, I can tell you right now that your confidence is going to be so cooked, right? Because you're going to be like, holy crap, now I have half of what I had left, right? If you now risk 5 micros, you eliminate that fear. You're risking $125. That means that with your $2,000 that you get, right, on your 50K account, you're telling me that you think you're really gonna lose 16 times before you blow the account? You're not. You know that you're not. So how are you blowing the account? Show me the 16 losses. If you can't show me the 16 losses because you haven't tried the 5 micros yet, try the 5 micros. But I wanna see you take 16 losses. Right, I know that that's not going to happen. I know that you might lose, I've never done this, but you might lose 5 times in a row. That would be a record for me, right? But all it takes is 1 win, and then it's basically like you're down 1R, and then guess what? Next time you win, you're up. All it takes is 2 wins for you to get back. As long as you can read the market correctly, and you know where it's going to go, as long as you have a clear direction, you can get a good entry, you can get your 1 to 4, and you can absolutely bang the trade. But risking less is how you're going to be able to try more setups, see what works, right? And not be as afraid to actually take the trade, because when you're putting up a lot more money, right, 2 or 3 minis, you're gonna be actually stressing. You might be, I don't even know what's going through your head. I mean, I do, because I was in your shoes at one point, but that's why you can't do it, right? Stick to 5 micros. It's gonna suck because you're not making as much money, but trust me, that's going to build up. A year ago, I risked the 5 micros, and I talk about this all the time. That was the $125 that I talk about, right? Now, I risk 5 minis to 10 minis. That's that same number, 5 micros, $125 risk. Now, I risk 5 minis. That's $1,250 risk. Sometimes 10 minis, that's $2.5K. Again, it's for a 1 to 4 system, so I'm either coming out with $5,000 or $10,000, or I lose that $1,250, right? If that position runs 2-1, right, I go break even. So we've covered the model, right? You need to have a good model. You need to have back-tested results so that you can actually have some type of confidence when you're looking at the chart. You need to see the setup play out, and that's what's going to that's what's going to allow you to take it again and again, right? If you drift a car for the first time and you don't catch it at the end, you're going to be a little bit scared, but you're going to want to try it again. The second time you might get it better. The third time it's going to be even better than the second. But guess what? You're going to get it, and when you do, you're going to be like, holy crap. And guess what? It was progressive. It was slow growth. But at the end, look at where you made it. It's the same exact thing. You guys have to understand as well, right? I understand that money, recording literally died, but back to what I was saying. I understand that money is extremely important for you guys, right? And this is the entire reasoning that you're doing it. For me, I was in credit card debt, 25K. Interest piled it up. It was literally at 37K. I saw negative 37K that I had to pay. I was working a job. I was making maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month. My monthly payment was $1,400 a month for the credit card, right? And I had to decide, and I put money into funded accounts, right? I prioritized that because I knew that it was going to work. I wanted it so bad. If you knew how bad I wanted it, oh my God. I kept putting money into it. I just knew it was gonna work. I knew that people made money with this, right? And I was the guy that was, giving them the money. I had to figure out how to be the guy that can actually be the person pulling it in. Why am I telling you this? I was down that 25K. Interest piled it up to 37K. It felt like so much money. It felt like I was in the pit. I was cooked. Imagine you're 17, you're in debt for 37K, you gave up on school midway through, and you said you are not going to college. And you're 37K in debt. You need to make this shit work. You need to make this shit work. Okay? Now, that money that I was down, that money that I thought, holy crap, this is so much. That 37K, no offense, but I can make that in a day, right? Blindfolded. Money that I can make in a day, that same money I was tripping about, I was worried about. It's going to come back to you. You guys might lose money, right? You guys might lose 50K. I'm sorry if you do, but something's wrong, right? And you're doing something wrong, because I have people that buy a funded account a week, and I have people that buy a funded account every day. And I have some people that buy a funded account every single 2 weeks, right? It's going to pay off in the long run, right? As long as you understand why you're doing it, and you're not going to rush yourself. You cannot rush yourself. Right? I kept trying to rush myself because guess what? My debt was 10K at some point, and I was trying to rush myself, pay this off before it builds up, right? Then guess what? The debt became 15, then it became 20, then my card is maxed and I can't use it anymore, right? I tried rushing the process. I tried getting myself out, right? And sometimes, right, if you fall into the sand pit, sometimes you need to crawl out slowly, because if you try running up the sand, it's all gonna fall back down on you. I hope that made sense. But you just need to take things slowly. If you try running up the set of stairs, the chances that you fall and bust your head, right, a lot higher than if you took it, step by step. Just know that if you keep doing this, in 6 months, you're gonna look back at it and you're gonna thank yourself for starting. All of my successful students thank themselves for starting, and they thank themselves that they never gave up, because it may be hard, it may feel like shit, it might feel like the world's against you. It might feel like some days you just click the button and it just, bang, takes money out of your account. Then you click it again and it takes money out of your account. If it does that, get off. Come back tomorrow. You know that there's going to be a good opportunity. You've seen the good opportunities play out. If you haven't, back to step 1, backtesting. Learn the model. But yeah, find your motive, find your drive, find your why. We all have it, but never ever try and rush it, right? Understand that problem that you have is going to get fixed. It is, but it's not going to happen tomorrow, right? But if you show up every single day, even on the days that you don't want to, I came home today at 4 o'clock, 5. I woke up at 8 o'clock to be in my call, followed by a 9 o'clock call, followed by one-on-one calls, followed by a 12 o'clock class that I had to run in the Discord call. I did that all running on 3 hours of sleep. I still had to show up. I still had to take trades. I did it. You can do it as well. And that's what I've got for you. That's what I've got for you. If this video, helped you out, or, you agree with some of the points I say, or, you want to leave some kind of feedback, some kind of comment, you guys are more than welcome to. Feel free. It's in the comment section. If you guys want to join the Discord server, it's going to be the link in the description as well. And yeah, let me just show you guys this view before I hop off, because this is crazy, man. This is crazy. It was even crazier when my dad flew out here and we were grilling up here. But yeah, thank you boys for watching the video. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys all in the next one.